And with that, oh my goodness, I had a little bit of a stroke there. And with that, we are live. Let me actually move this over. This over here. What? Okay. We're here to finish the GM space command type. No, command space type. I'm gonna get that name correct eventually, don't you worry. Get the instructions out. Let's get the parts out. Where's the gym? Wait a minute. But there's a little bit of uncooked pie crust in here. That's wonderful. Why is that in there? Oh, I remember. Dude, don't worry about the xenomorphs. Those are just the Allens from last week. Ooh. Hello, Zaza. Bootleg char. You talking about full frontal? That's just a weird name. I cannot get over that name, full frontal. I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but just every time I think of his name, I'm always just like, why is that his name? Ooh. It sounds like a really lame sex act. You sneak? Oh, don't worry, dude. You can always do whatever you want. But we have pretty much, we're definitely gonna finish the build, but what I'm curious about is if we're gonna finish everything else today. The water slides and the painting, because we still need to do a little bit of prep. Welcome, Gundam. I think I found the secret to getting subscribers. Just talk about, just make shorts talking about, you know, stuff that I went through. Be relatable, go figure. Actually, with today's short, I felt really embarrassed because while uploading it, I realized none of my shorts, when I'm talking about Gundam, please God tell me they have Gundam in the tags. Please God tell me I have Gundam in the Gundam video tags. But what I realize is that not only is Bandai, but Bandai and Sunrise are not in the tags for when I'm talking about Gunpla in like shorts and like videos and streams. I realize that, and I might have just realized I don't have Gundam in the tags either. Oh my god, full impact. Now, full impact would be a name that goes hard and works on multiple levels. It'd be, oh my god, full impact is actually, it's try hard, but because, you know, the tendency to throw shit at Earth and Gundam, it makes a lot of sense. His name is his intent. He's gonna throw more stuff at Earth. And let's get to here. We are on the left leg. I do not want to drop the paint. Let's put this here. Well, the thing is, like, I do put tags in my short, and I just copy and paste, like, the short, like, similar shorts and double check the tags. I just never realized, I just never put Bandai. While building Gunpla, I've never bothered to put Bandai in the shorts. Ooh. It's quite the oversight. Not a surprise that my channel grows so slowly. That's gonna be the side parts, like the waste parts that are gonna need to be plugged in there. I'm gonna turn music down on my end. There we go. Thought it was a little loud. So when you put tags in, you have to be careful because whenever I make a Red Dead short, I cannot put in, I cannot actually, believe it or not, I cannot put Red Dead or anything to do with like cowboys or anything into the short whenever I make a Red Dead short, because then it goes to like the wrong audience. Ooh, it'll be like, oh, it goes to normies. So whenever I make a short with Red Dead, it just always like, I always have to be extra careful. Which is why I don't make a lot of Red Dead shorts. So it is 16 shooter. Doesn't come off the tongue quite like 6 shooter, but 16 shot. Let's see here. It must have taken Japan so much restraint not to just make the American Gundam a cowboy. I say that while what it is a football player that turns into a boxer that has a revolver still. I say it must have taken restraint. It took no restraint. You found it? Found it. Okay, I'm happy everything is here. Actually, before I was gonna build this, I was going to build the K9 off stream. Like the GM Sniper K9 off stream for like a size comparison because there are similar gem models. But then I remembered I just have the normal GM Sniper. And I can just show you guys that instead. The Texas Gundam. I would be surprised if there isn't concept art from G-Fighter of just a cowboy Gundam. Doesn't it like doesn't it have like a procession like with 2 pimp mobiles like leading the way? I haven't seen G-Fighter in so long, but I think there's like just absolute pimp mobiles like driving in front of it as it gets unveiled in like Neo New York or something. Where is my DJ? I know about the mono eye of the DJ, but the other thing you said actually kind of got my interest. Of course, it doesn't have its head, so I can't really do. I can't. Wait a minute. Where is the DJ's head? I was gonna look for the other sensors you were talking about because I couldn't remember them. But oh, there's his head, and there's his horn, and there's the GM Sniper's hand. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is the GM Sniper's hand in here? Oh. That size comparison might be harder to do than I thought. I like the DJ, I just wish it was a bigger boy. It should have been like a 21 or... It should have been like a 21 meter mech. It's just short how he turned out. Oh, that's the GM Sniper. And let's see here. Oh, okay, so I still need to do a lot, it looks like. We cut off this piece already. It looks like we need to get to L. Actually, today's short also reminded me that one thing I can't wait for November is that we're gonna have a watch party every weekend. And instead of doing like the notification before the movie starts, I'm just gonna do the notification when the movie starts. But I got so many Christmas movies. I got Muppet Christmas Carol. I got Jingle All the Way, which is one of the most insane movies you'll ever watch if you haven't seen it before. It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, mid to late 90s movie, so you know it's gonna be just insane. It's just gonna be off the walls lunacy throughout. And that's what makes it so good. Hold up. I'm a little concerned now. But Jingle All the Way is a very interesting movie because it's just a movie that, like, starts off like a very normal, serious, you know, like, drama. I say serious. It's a comedic, like, holiday movie, but it's supposed to be like a dad trying to get a present for his kid, you know, but he waited too long and he can't find the present anymore, is like the premise of the film. You know, yada yada. And what's interesting about the movie is as it goes on, it just becomes more and more of a cartoon. Huh. I don't know how I have extra piece of this, but I do, I guess. Oh no, this is E. Where's L? Ooh, this must be for the normal gym. But as the movie goes along, it just becomes more and more of like a live-action cartoon, to the point where at the end of the movie, it features Arnold Schwarzenegger flying around in a jetpack, like it's a frickin' Looney Tunes cartoon. Like, I mean, like it's animated, like it's a Looney Tunes cartoon, and it's literally animated because it's like CGI or whatever, and it's like late 90s CGI, so you know, like it's bad, but still better than modern CGI for some reason. Hello, Derek. Welcome, welcome. There's a scene in Jingle All the Way where like a bomb explodes, and when it cuts back to the people who had the bomb explode in their faces, instead of them being injured, they're all their faces are black, again, like it's a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. One of the weirdest movies you'll ever see if you watch Jingle All the Way. The entire time in the movie, there's a subplot where... Ooh. Was it like Phil Hartman or whatever his name is? The guy who's the Chuckster from The Simpsons. But like there's a subplot where like a neighbor is trying to seduce Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife the entire movie. And you're just sitting there like, okay. And it's implied that he's like he's an adulterer with like every wife in the neighborhood, which is also just like, okay. The kid who played Anakin Skywalker in the first Star Wars prequel in The Phantom Menace is Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. So you know it's gonna be a masterpiece. It's a wild ride of a film. Sinbad is in it. For some freaking reason, Sinbad. If you're like, who's Sinbad? That's the correct question to ask. Because in the 90s, people were like, how did Sinbad get here? Now people are like, who the hell was Sinbad? Let me get Rick Diaz overhauled cut. Okay. You only remember Jingle All the Ways. It's a movie worth rewatching just because you might not believe what the hell you see. It's a very hard, like, the movie beggars belief. It does capture that feeling when you're trying to like find a gift before, you know, the internet was a way to buy everything, where like you have to go to every store and find out it's out of stock there. So you're just going everywhere to figure out where you can get this thing. This side down. Okay, and then you go here. And are we gonna have this trouble again? When we built the other leg, I couldn't get these lined up correctly. I think I'm gonna have that trouble again. Dude, I watch Jingle All the Way fucking every year. Ooh, it's up there. I watch that movie more than A Christmas Story. Then again, A Christmas Story is pretty okay overall. Huh. Well, no, the GM cannot use the sniper because it's a sniper for a high grade, sadly. It's a high grade sniper, so it's gonna have some difficulty. Well, I mean, like, it can hold it, but I think its finger might be too big to even fit into the guard. Hold on. Okay, and then such a pain. Actually, that was a lot easier than the first time I did it. Oh my god. Oh, what? Actually, I do that with my hobby store still. I have a hobby store in the city where I live, or sorry, in the city by where I live. I don't live in the city, but in the city there's like a really nice hobby store, but they don't always have their stock up to date. So I don't want to drive an hour to be like, oh hey, they have nothing. So sometimes I call in. But when I call in, it's a real gamble because, like, if it's anyone under the age of, like, 40 years old, they're gonna be like, ah, yes, Gunpla. But if it's any of, like, the, like, hobby worker guys who, like, are over 40 years old, they're just gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's like, well, can you, like, look at, like, can you look at, like, you know, your stock and see if, like, you know, there's, because, like, I was there last week, this is what it looks like. Can you, like, see your stock to see if it's still there? And it's like, no, there's too many of them. I don't know what any of these fucking things are. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god. It's so bad that, like, if I hear the voice, I recognize the voices that just cannot be of any help. The DJ? I like the DJ a lot. I like the fact that it has... One of my favorite things about it has to be its big wings, which are thermoregulators, which are, heat sinks. I'm always a fan of that in Mecha. In space design in general, I like good heating, radiator systems. Because in space or in atmosphere, you'd build up a lot of heat with these kind of mechanics. Here, N2. I might not have cut this piece off. Let me double check. I thought I cut off this piece already, but N1. D. What are you? C. Okay, here's D2. Here's N1. Let me find this real quick. I thought I already cut off this piece, but... A. Here it is. Okay, I got the piece out. I just didn't cut it. I wonder what we'll do if I actually get done with everything today. Maybe we could finally do another part of Silk Song. Do some more anger management. I could use it this week. Oh, could it use the probably? Hold up. Give me your hand. Yeah, it can use it. I just have to use the gym sniper's hand. Oh wow, that is really loose. Oh, that's why it's loose. It's really loose because I forgot the DJ is a newer kit, so it doesn't have polycaps in its wrist. So, and this is... The gym sniper is designed for a polycap, so it's a little loose in the hand, but he can... Well, that's gone forever. He can hold it on a good day. Sorry, when I read Raw, I immediately thought of Stargate. I'm sorry. That's what I like. I like the like attention to detail like that. And the thing is, like, spaceships need radiator fins because, as weird as it might sound, heat builds up more in space. In atmosphere, you're surrounded by atmosphere. So, like, the air itself can be used to transmit the heat. In space, there's no atmosphere. That's just space. So, like, when you have a buildup of heat, it has to go somewhere. So you need to have a radiator system like fins. Okay, it looks like... Oh, no, we still have... We need to build the gun now. I'm gonna put your hand back on so I don't lose it forever, too. This really cool attention to detail. God. It's actually kind of sad where the hobby shop, because the hobby shop I go to is really good, but like they just haven't been able to restock because of like the trade problems recently. They just haven't been able to restock for like the last several months. Ooh, and they're trying to restock like really bad. They just can't because of everything going on. And it makes me like a little sad because it's a good store and they have other things. They don't just sell Gunpla, so they can fall back on other stuff. It just kind of is annoying that like it kind of sucks to see them, you know, having to have such difficulties. Did it? The one thing that annoys me though is that when they stock their Gunpla, they just like throw it on the shelf. There's no rhyme or reason. Like the master grades and high grades are separated, thank God. But past that, you'll like, nothing is kept near each other that you think would be kept near each other. Like you could have like, you could have the same kit on opposite sides of the shelf from one another. Like they just take it out of the box and put it on the shelf. Ooh, so finding things is not the cleanest process. Like when you go there, you actually have to like stop and look at each thing you want to get. Why is there only one magazine? I thought this comes with multiple magazines. Not just a good, no, they do model trains, they do pretty much everything hobby related now that I think about it. I was gonna like go with everything else, but I think maybe the only thing I can't think about is maybe tabletop, but there's a different place downtown if you want tabletop stuff. But yeah, they got a real great selection, and I wish I could promote them, but then I'd have to tell you what city I live closest to. I want you to go on, please. Thank you. Ooh, and I can't dox myself, sadly. Oh, please tell me I can still put this on even though I just put those two pieces on first. Yes, I can. Thank goodness. And then this goes here. Though, I find one of the best places if you're in the States to get... I don't know if this is universal, but when I've been to them, one of the best places to go to, it's a chain hobby store. So I can feel a little more comfortable sharing this one. But for a chain hobby store that I would trust, I haven't been to many, but each one I've been to has been really reliable, would be Hobbytown, USA. Hobbytown, USA. If you want Warhammer, they got Warhammer. You want Gunpla, every time I go to a Hobbytown, which is not that often, but when I get to a Hobbytown, they always have great selections in Gunpla. I never leave without buying a Gunpla because they always have something I want, which, you know, is not great for my backlog. But I love going to a Hobbytown, USA. I appear to be M. Hey, look at this real quick. Okay, it should be white. Welcome, K's, by the way. Ooh, Tabletop Gundam, you're right. I haven't seen, well, I don't know where that would be stocked in the hobby stores, but I should keep an eye out for that now that you mention it. The prices where I go for locally, I say locally, but to this in the city, actually have prices better than like Amazon or shipping. So I'm pretty happy about that. Also, hobby towns have good prices too. Hobby towns also tend to, at least the ones I've been to have better prices than shipping or Amazon. Which I know is also shipping, but you know. Welcome, Opus. I can, oh, fucking no. He just doesn't believe in me, of course. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Nanju. No, it's just the fact that I just missed it. No, I'm very, very sorry. Ooh. That's very poor etiquette, but usually I more have lurkers on, Twitch, which there's nothing wrong with lurkers, but it's just the fact that I'm more used to that. I'm very, very sorry, Miss Sananju. Sananju, good build. Built a master grade Sananju for my brother. Ooh. And he does not have it on display, but that's not because of anything to do with the model. It's because his cat keeps knocking it down. I'm very sorry about that. That is unforgivable on my end. Ooh. Hold up, I'm trying to... Ah, okay. So I got this bullpup. I love how one of the easiest ways to make a sci-fi gun is just make it a bullpup. Now it looks futuristic. Also, maybe that's what I heard something roll off and hit the ground. I think it was the cap to this. So that might be a bit of an issue. I have no idea where that rolled off to, if it was. But let me double check all of these to see if it was. I should get one of those services that just combined YouTube and Twitch. I wish OBS did that itself. Sadly, it doesn't. Well, I could get a software and I could get something for OBS to do that, but I don't know where. Twitch user abuse will not be tolerated. No, don't say that. Miss Sananju question, are your colors pink? Is what Gundam asks. I hope she's still there. I'm so fucking sorry. Got the aliens. Thing is, normally gunpla chats are both the easiest and hardest to keep up with the chat sometimes. I am having a hard time finding C, D. It's too expensive. That's the problem. Like toy stores, I never go. I used to like check for gunpla in toy stores, but every toy store I've ever been to, like they don't have the best selection. They might have something rare, but the prices are insane. Like today's short was about that, just how you go to a hobby store and it's just like something just has a markup of like 50%, and it's just like, I'm not touching that. Oh, ooh. Hold up. I'll write them down so I remember to check them out. Yeah, I feel terrible about that, though. I need to stop saying I feel terrible about it, though, and just do better in the future. Thing is, I know I cut this piece off already, so I know looking for it is pointless, but... Ooh. So this is just gonna be missing its cap for right now until I find it tomorrow, probably. That's a little disappointing. That will not count to whether or not we finish it, because I also need to thicken the joints of this kit. And that's gonna have to happen after stream. Hello, Deep Sky, sup? Ooh. You're gonna pay me to go to Seattle? What about if you can meet Fraser Crane? Ooh, famous radio psychologist. And totally a real person, not just a spin-off from Cheers. Okay, let's put the legs on. Oh, why is this not going on? Pay. Ooh. Paid parking in Seattle starts at 20 bucks? Is that 20 bucks an hour? And their prices are usually 10% compared to, oh my god, 10% higher. Ugh, that's annoying. But the thing is, it's also like, it's probably higher cost of living, so it's just everything there is like a little bit more expensive, as annoying as that is. That's a big problem with like a lot of really big cities, is that cost of living is higher, so everything else goes higher too. And let's find the shield pieces and the waist. Ooh. Seattle's used to look nice. A lot of American cities used to look nice, but they've just become dilapidated over the last several decades. Really sad. There's just no upkeep. They can share. Ooh. If you're sharing it on a Discord, on somebody else's Discord, always make sure to check their rules that it is allowed to promote other streamers if it's that kind of Discord. I don't think there's a rule against that on my Discord, for example. There shouldn't be. There should be no rule that says you can't promote other streamers on my Discord. Ooh, I always like to learn about new people myself. But in a lot of streamer Discords, you can get in a lot of trouble for promoting other people. There we go. So just make sure if you're promoting it other places, you are promoting it safely. That sounds weird. Jesus, the Hobby Town. I was not expecting that. The model store is right in Chinatown, and Chinatown is the murder hotspot in Seattle. I was not expecting that turn. Holy shit, that escalated. Ooh. I love how in America, Chinatown is just where all the Asians are. It's just like, ah, all the Japanese are here. Ah, yes. Little China, and it's just like, there's like literally nobody from China here. Ah, they're all celestials. It's weird how America just looked at East Asians and just went like, you're all Chinese. It's kind of weird that we just decided to do that. What's that? What's that? Cambodia. What part of China is that? Fucking To be fair though, like you go to, over to people in like, you know, China and be like, point out individual states, they'd be like, fuck you. You tell an American, like you tell a American to point out individual like European countries, they'd be like, I don't know. Can't pay you to go to Seattle? Ooh, because I'm overseas. Ooh. That's true. Some people just can't get that at all. Look, I'm in the Eastern time zone, for God's sake. It would be horrible to try for me to get there. It'd be like a 16-hour drive. That's probably an understatement. It'd probably be like 20-something. No, a 16-hour... Okay, let's see here. Oh, it'd be a lot more than 16 hours. It'd be like 16 hours to get like to Florida or something. I think that's a drive from like the center of the Midwest to Florida. That's like 16... I hate these. Holy crap, I hate these. These gates are really terribly placed. Cheap viewers! No, I'm getting rid of you now. Be gone, bot. Bot. It's $20 to park and then $15 for every additional hour. Oh, I mean, like, at least it's not another $20, but like, Jesus Christ. I feel like it's almost worse that there's an upfront like parking charge. Goodness gracious. Ooh. Yeah, I have no problem, again, like with talking about other creators, as Opus says, I have no problem, but I love talking about like creators I like, creators I dislike and whatnot. Speaking of that, this isn't a VTuber, but it's been in the news a lot, and it's been really funny to me, and that's Hassan Piker's trip to China. I don't really like talking about this kind of thing. Ooh, I know we talked about Collargate and whatnot, but just... Ooh. But his trip to China is freaking hilarious because there's a moment that made me just lose my mind, and that is the fact that Hassan Piker is a left-wing streamer. He does political talking and blah blah blah. Don't care, who gives a fuck, you know, it's stupid. But what I absolutely loved is the fact that he hates Asmongold. He has a massive complex about Asmongold that he's just like, he cannot stand that Asmongold is bigger than him. He hates it. Ooh, sounds like in a movie. He despises the fact that like Asmongold is bigger than him. He can't stand it. He's very insecure about it. And when he went to China, he couldn't help himself but bring up Asmongold because he thought like, this is the one place where I'm still bigger than Asmongold. And then the Chinese man just went, oh yeah, Asmongold, I know about him. And it's just like, you know about Asmongold? Yeah, we heard his Black Myth Wukong, like, you know, like his Black Myth Wukong coverage, you know, like everyone really liked it. And everybody's just like, oh. It's just like, imagine being a communist, going to your communist mecca, you know, and then people are telling you, yeah, I'm still a bigger fan of like, you know, it's like... Here's a better way to put it. It's like, because I'm using Mecca, it's like imagine you're a Muslim, like, you know, preacher, and you're a very famous Muslim preacher, and then you go to Mecca, you know, literally the Mecca of Islam, and then people tell you, yeah, we prefer that like one like Christian pastor instead. We think he has way better commentary. Imagine being that guy. That's what Hassan Piker is. He goes to fucking Mecca and they're like, we prefer the Christian. In China, they're calling him the dog zapper. It's broken containment. Even in China, they're like, oh, the guy who abuses dogs? I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up with the chat while talking about that, but that was wild when I saw it today. Oh my god. In Stream Talk, let me check it out. Did it? Stream Talk? I saw something that was made by the same studio who did Gundam Seed, and I don't know what it was, but it was another mecha anime, and they just recycled all the character designs from Gundam Seed. I saw it and it was just like, yep. I thought it was Gundam Seed at first. I don't know what it was called, but I was just like, oh, Gundam Seed, but the characters look slightly wait a minute. They just recycled the character designs, and it is even more 2000s and melodramatic than Gundam Seed is. Ooh, which is impressive. I didn't think it was possible. And then this goes here. Hassan is a silly man. Yeah, but the poster you sent, fucking, it is... I feel terrible. I don't recognize the person in the middle. It's pretty awful. It's... Oh, God, it is... It's something. I'm gonna share it. I don't want to share it. It's movie Gundam 00, Char's Counterattack. Okay, the fucking title got me. But, here it is. Here's the poster. As you can see, we have like Relina and like Hero. Wait, no, yeah, Hero. We have Lelouch of the Rebellion, famous Gundam character. We have C2. We have the most famous mecha in all of Gundam, Ava-01. We have, I don't know who this woman is, but that's a woman. I think it's anime. That could be a dude. There's a non-zero chance that's a dude. I don't know. We got Full Frontal. His name still sounds like a sex act to me. Yeah, we got I forget the character's name from fucking Gundam Seed. I was gonna say his name. I watched the short today where I make fun of his crying. Ooh, and I still can't remember his name. I'm proud of that. You know, I don't even know his name. You know what? I'm proud of that. Unironically, I can't think of it even now. But that is a cursed poster, but it is very of its time, and I appreciate that. I was supposed to put this on first, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Cool story, bro. It's not from me, it's from a friend in Japan. Oh god. It's an authentic Japanese meme. That makes it better, chat. It's meme, but Japan. Ooh. It's literally the place thing where it's place Japan. Oh. I love it when Pipkin Pippa went to Japan, and every time she did anything in Japan, people would just post that meme of just like somebody being like, place, you know, just angry face, and then place Japan, it's the soy jack. Every time she posted anything from Japan, people would just fucking flood her with that. Is he fucking weeb? Ooh, but it's also Pipkin Pippa, so you know she was just like, yeah, I'm a fucking weeb. I'm a VTuber, what do you think? Ooh. 3D GP app. Yeah, one thing I hate has to be how Hassan calls himself Muslim, and I don't believe that for a moment. I know that might sound weird, but like as you said, like with the whole dog thing, I don't really. Oh my god, that actually reminds me on a tangent. But I don't believe it mostly because like the whole communist thing, and you can't have two masters. You can't believe in two gods, as it were. But mentioning that actually just reminded me, I was thinking earlier today about the Nation of Islam. No relation to Islam. First things first, for those who don't know. One of my favorite topics on this channel is the Nation of Islam. And I just remembered one of the most worst. I remember one of the worst things that they believe today. And you might be like, why is it called Nation of, like, what is the Nation of Islam? A bunch of black dudes heard about this thing called Islam in the 1960s and 50s, and they said, like, that sounds cool, and then they made their own thing up. They just made up their own shit. They're like, Muhammad, he came before Moses, right? No. But earlier today, I was thinking about the fact of it's like, hey, wait a minute, like, Nation of Islam, I don't really remember them ever talking about Jesus in, like, their history, you know, like, they're talking about, like, Yaqub, who, like, invented white people. That's something they believe. White people were invented by an evil scientist who was resentful of people making fun of his big head. That's why white people exist. Yaqub, blessed be his name. They were tamed by Moses, but not completely. White people are irredeemably evil. They can only be partially tamed. These are all things the Nation of Islam believe, like Louis Farrakhan. But one of my favorite things, not my favorite, I do not say one of your favorite things, Merrick. This is very fucked up. Do not say one of your favorite. Was something I forgot about that is very funny to me because how fucked up it is. It's very bad. but I was thinking, like, they don't really talk about Jesus a lot, and then I remembered what the Nation of Islam believes about Jesus. I might get in trouble for fucking saying this. This is not what I believe. I condemn this belief very much. I am myself Christian. But what the Nation of Islam believes about Jesus is that he was a psyop created by the Jews to brainwash the black man. The Nation of Islam is a very silly place. Yet no 00 characters. I think that's what makes the poster better. Ooh. Ah, fuck. Sadly, I can't thicken the joints today, but this thing, you're gonna have to thicken the joints if you get it. That's quite the tangent, but I was just thinking about that earlier today. The Nation of Islam is just a freaking insane thing. If you know anything about the Church of Latter-day Saints, it's not even comparable. Church of Latter-day Saints people are like, ah, it's Christian fan fiction. At least they know when, like, Jesus, like, was born and died. Okay, Nation of Islam, they don't know what the fuck is going on there. And it feels so fucked up that they call themselves the Nation of Islam because it has nothing to do with Islam. Ooh, it's just crazy fucking shit. They're just fucking making shit up. Ooh. Shit, Oscar. Ooh, if Oscar's the woman in the center, yes. Sorry for that big land. Ooh. He's a Muslim? I just don't know if I would believe his faith. Oh, go. Fucking Nation of Islam is... It's literally just a couple of just black dudes in America. We're very upsetty spaghetti, and they were just like, you know, I hate these like so much. They're awful. But they were like, we need a new religion because like Christianity's the white man's religion. And then because like certain sects of Islam believed in apartheid and segregation, and these were pro-segregationist like revolutionary blacks, they were like, that's our religion, and that's all they needed to know. They didn't really look into the religion past that. And mind you, like, I don't think Islam is like, keep them separated. Maybe it says that. I don't think it does. I don't think it says like segregation. I just think certain Muslim countries were practicing segregation at the time. Don't quote me on that. Like the second part, but like, it's just so fucking wild. These are the same, I've already talked about Yakub, but these are the same people who again believe that like a guy with a really big head got made fun of for having a really big head and decided to make white people to cause like eternal suffering on black people. Like, it's just look up Yakub, Y-A-K-U-B-A, and you'll find so many videos of just the craziest shit you ever heard, and there are people who believe it. It's really Looney Tunes. Heard about this from Merrick before, but I just go along with what Merrick said. Again, it has nothing to do with Islam. Disclaimer, Nation of Islam has nothing to do with Islam. I know it's a little confusing, but stick with me. Louis Farrakhan having statements that I don't know if I can repeat on stream. Like the one time when he said, I'm not an anti-Semite. That's pretty good. But then he followed it up by saying, I'm anti-termite. And you're like, oh shit, wait a minute. He was going past the double down to the triple down. Holy shit. Louis Farrakhan. Oh my god. Dude. I don't even know if like I don't even know if the Nation of Islam is recorded as a religion or if it's like a company or something. Like I think Mormonism I think is both for some reason. I don't know how the hell that is. Let him cook for... Well, the beam saber goes on his back, yes, and I got it there, but it says on the shield that it can also go here on the shield. There it is. It can also go here. I was trying to plug it in there, but I was doing a really bad job at it. So I was just like, I can't figure it out. I was just doing terrible. I was doing terrible work. Let him cook. Is segregation by believer and non-believer? You see, doesn't matter. They read segregation and they were like, Muhammad is our guy. That's what happened, okay? You're... It's called Jizya. Very, very unfortunate name in English, but that's just because it just sounds like a certain slur. Ooh, or slang, I should say, not slur. It's a special tax for non-believers. Islam's not the only faith that does that. Ooh. Ooh. I think at some point both Judaism and Christianity both did the same thing. Ooh, if you're just talking about taxing people based on, like, their faith, it's like, oh yeah, you can live here, but you're gonna get extra taxes, Mr. Jew. Where? Oh, this is, okay, I couldn't find the paint. All the paint is, like, right here in one pile, so I don't know how I can find it. Ooh. You know, the thing I like more than the Nation of Islam? The Black Hebrew Israelites. So you know how, like, I said the Nation of Islam and, like, people like them believe that, like, Christianity was invented by Jews to, like, oppress black people somehow? Well, there's other black people who believe that Jews stole Judaism from the black man. No, I don't know how, but they stole Judaism from the black man, and that black people are the real Jews. And it is amazing to watch these people because they are famous for having hype men. So they'll like have a preacher. It's just a guy yelling in the street, but they have a preacher. And then a lot of times there'll be a hype man that just will shout, "That's right," which is "that's right," but he's just saying it like really loudly. And so whenever the guy says anything, you just see a guy behind him, who's like a head shorter just go, "That's right." And it's so fucking funny. He's just like misquoting the Bible and the guy's just going, "That's right." Black Hebrew Israelites. Amazing. I love American cults. I love America's freedom of religion because we can just get the craziest motherfuckers here. Oh god. Now I do know that there are, you know, like there are black Jews and whatnot. I do want to make that clear. The Black Hebrew Israelites are not saying that they're the black Jews, like the ones from was it Nigeria or something, or Ethiopia. There's like Ethiopian like black Jews and whatnot, and they are Jewish. They are of Jewish descent and whatnot. I'm specifically talking about like these are people from like Western Africa, like descent, you know. Ooh. It's an amazing rabbit hole just to go down. American spiritual and racial beliefs is such a dark fucking thing to go down and be fucking laughing at, but it's still funny to me. Ooh. We go down the most random tangents on stream because my brain has no reason or logic behind it. Ooh. What about the Mormons? The Mormons are just silly little fellas. Oh, they're fun to talk about, but they're not. Well, they're also racist. I was gonna say they're not racist. No, there's some weird things about them where they're like, yes, Jesus, after he went into heaven, he came back down from heaven in America, but the natives rejected his message, and that's why they're all brown. You want to fucking repeat yourself? Did you just turn Native American skin tone into a mark of Cain? We don't believe that anymore. Anymore? Why was it ever part of your fucking... I love how whenever there's like an American religion, it's always fucking racist. There's always a race component to it. Every fucking time. Oh, Marilyn Manson. The guy who had the Manson children, the Manson cult, not Marilyn Manson, sorry, Charles Manson. I'm sorry, Marilyn, that I get your names confused, but Charles Manson of the Manson family, Manson cult. He was a cult leader. What did he want to do? Start a race war. Why? Why does it come back? You also had a religion any kind except atheist because obviously that's actually kind of funny. That's fucking hilarious, actually. In Indonesia, we have freedom of religion, but atheism isn't a religion. That's actually fucking, that's actually just fucking funny. I'm not 100% sure if I should be laughing enough. That is fucking... I found it funny, some TikTok I was shown by your friend, like 2 girls. One said she's a atheist and it's a religion, and her friend just went silent, like, bruh. I mean, sadly, like, atheism by definition is lack of religion, lack of belief. That is a hell of a claim. Ooh. I'm a little annoyed. I'm gonna have to go back to this thruster and like paint it in gray in the center. Ooh. Because I just painted the whole thing red without thinking. I like this little thruster. Normally I have such difficulty painting these, but it's so small that I can not worry about like the coat being bad as much as I usually do. I just kind of put it on. Son of a... Sorry. I just realized I forgot to set out water. I just don't have any way to clean my brush. Give me one moment, please. That's fresh mountain spring water from New York. Is it actually from New York? Probably not. It's probably from some tap water. Ooh. Probably glorified tap water. But it's better than Great Lakes tap water. Okay. I mean, like, how do you know it's better than the, like, than the tap water of the Midwest? Flint, Michigan. Look it up. That's how I know. That's how I know Midwest tap water is garbage. I'm sorry, you have lead in your... I'm sorry, you're giving people lead poisoning? Like, it's... What is this, Rome? You found one where, Kai and Hanato, was... Ooh, talking about Amuro DJ? I don't think... I need to put this in like a clamp or something. Better than Minnesota. Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes. I think they'd have fresh water. But then again, if they have farms like the Midwest, all those lakes are probably getting algae blooms like the Great Lakes are. I still love how I love how every year in the Midwest it's just like, oh hey, if you live a certain proximity close to the Great Lakes, you just can't take a shower or do anything for like a week. And it's like, why not? Because the water's poisonous. And you might be like, well, what about like a shower wouldn't poison you? No. The water's so toxic that that even after going through water treatment, if you were to try to bathe with it, you'd get a rash all over your body. And it's like, why? It's like, because all the lakes, just, you know, all that runoff from all the, sorry, from all of the farms, they just go straight into Lake Erie. There used to be a swamp there, ain't no swamp no more. No filter. Ooh. The other Great Lakes are beautiful though. Just if you ever go to the Great Lake, Lake Erie, firstly, it's called Lake Erie. Like already, it's like that's just foreshadowing, okay? Oh, it's spelled different. Is it? I can't remember. But like, it's literally like, here's Spooky Lake, you know, here's, you know, like, you know, and here's like, you know, Evil River. Oh, hey, you know, like, what river empties, what river empties into Lake Erie? Oh, the Maumee River. And it's like, oh, what's the Maumee River? Well, this isn't true, but the legend goes that the Maumee River got its name because a Native American fell into the river and cried out for help, and help in like his native tongue was Maumee. Which is M-A-U-M-E-E, mommy. And that's not true, but it's just like, it's a horror story. Everything's a horror story. Did the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald happen on Lake Erie? I hope so. Flint, Michigan's actually sad to me. It's like East Palestine, Ohio. Why is there a place called East Palestine, Ohio? Fuck if I know. But it's a place, and a train derailed there, and the government just went like, okay, just burn, and it's like, oh, that's a lot of toxic waste. Just burn it. And it's like, burn the toxic waste. That sounds like a bad idea. Turns out it was a bad idea. Their groundwater is now poisoned. Awesome. I love my... I live in a fucking Looney Tunes fucking cartoon of a country, and I wouldn't change it for the fucking world. You posting something on Discord? Let me give it a check. What? Oh, is that a model? Is that a bug? Is that a cockroach with a fucking cannon on its back? Sorry for cursing. Why is that a thing? Ooh. I mean, it looks really well done. Ooh. Ooh. I'll look at the other thing once I get this Vernier done. I'm just gonna do the outer edge because I think that's gonna look better. I think that's not on camera while I'm doing it. Okay, that one's done. He's talking about how doing sarcasm about how serious. Don't you think it's a mockery to give a one-year war hero not just that, but a Gundam pilot at that? Xeon. Yeah, it's a very Xeon-esque mobile suit, which I thought was intentional. Not 100% what like they meant by it, but like it really felt like something you'd expect Char to be in, which you think would like go places like narratively, but then Char by counterattack is just like, I'm gonna throw rocks at Earth. You know, it's like, okay, so I guess it's more just reestablishing that the AUG is, you know, it's kind of weird. Okay, but I'll look at the other thing now. Ooh, the cockroach. Holy shit. I didn't see the pic. That one didn't load yet when by the time I clicked on it. That is like a gorilla Gundam. That one I will share, because that thing is a nightmare. Look at that fucking, it's a model kit, holy shit. But look at that thing. It's built like a gorilla from like the Powerpuff Girls. You can also break dance. Ooh. That actually reminded me of the Powerpuff Girls movie and how it has one of the best monologues in all of cinema. And it's when the voice actor for Mojo Jojo, he makes a bunch of other apes. Mojo Jojo is like a super intelligent like chimpanzee. And what he does is he makes other apes intelligent as well, so he can have like a super intelligent ape army. And what happens though is the ape army starts making their own plans for world domination. And he has this amazing monologue that goes on for like a minute, but it's all like said like super fast and it's all done in like one take. And it's just him saying about how like, no, you cannot have plans because you are my plan. And therefore anything you plan is something that anything that you plan is my plan. But my plans cannot be planning against me because then that would not work. Like he's just having this whole monologue, and just look up Mojo Jojo movie monologue and you'll be able to hear it. But it's this amazing fucking monologue from a cartoon, from a television cartoon movie. And it's honestly pretty fire. You're gonna be busy with building and massacre Anzu Vengeance Bird. Then until probably this 22nd, you're probably gonna be busy building the Fat Cat upscaled real grade. Ooh, Fast Cat. That's a brand though. But I think you shared Fat Cat stuff and it looked good, so I think that's why my reaction was just like that. I mean, a lot of things are mono eyes. It's kind of funny when you break it down, like what we're building now is a mono eye. This gym is a mono eye. I'll show you right now. Hopefully it'll come across. But I think you might be able to see it. I hope you can. But like it's a mono eye in there. It has a single eye under the visor. I don't think it's coming up very well. But you should be able to see it like right in the middle of the visor, I hope. I'm gonna put him back down because his leg's gonna fall off again, and it's really disappointing how horrible these joints are. For a P Bandai, it is unacceptable. And I can't get joint thickener. I ordered some, but I could only order it off of Amazon, and I'm not getting it until December. So that's fun. Actually, so I don't forget, I'm gonna take care of something real quick. I love how every time I have to re-find where my mouse is. Okay, let me get this back up. Okay, sorry about that. I mean, the Jagan is a mono eye too. Like, most mobile suits are technically mono eyes. Ooh. Like, gyms are mono eyes, they just have a visor. I think all gyms are mono eyes. And all Jagans, by extension, are mono eyes. Ooh. It's just whether or not the mono eye is on display. The worst tragedy is Bandai stepping on Zeta and ruining the suits. They were afraid making Mark II Evil would ruin model sales, so ordered Tomino, almost read that as Tomoe for some reason, to give Federation all Xeon suits. That does explain the meta reason why so many Titan suits are just very like. I mean, like, the Hyzak is just, it's a gym with a Zaku head on it. It's very, like, weird in that regard, but it does make a lot of explanation for why designs were handled the way they were. Ooh, and Xeon supporting Titans, yes. There's also like weird things where like, oh hey, where does Neo Xeon get its suits from? And so like, because why would Neo Xeon have aquatic mobile suits? So the aquatic mobile suits had to already be there. So what they end up having to do is write it so that the Zaku Mariner, which is just a water Zaku, was just made by the Federation for some frickin' reason. Like, again, I understand why Xeon wouldn't have aquatic mobile suits of their own, but it's also weird that that this is double Zeta, but it's still weird that, like, that they just went like, yeah, just make a Zaku. They even call it a Zaku Mariner. Ooh. It's not even a Hyzak Mariner. Let me... The heavy gun is a mobile suit that I would be interested in. Sadly, I think all the models are like early 90s or something, so don't hold up the best. So let's plug these in now. Well, I wish I realized that earlier. I could have... Oh. Hold up. Can I take this out and redo it? Hold up, I want to see if I can... I want to paint these... If I can... Okay. I need... tweezers. This is gonna be so dangerous to do, but... Oh, damn it, it's in there now. Okay, well... Screw it, I'm still gonna try to paint it. I wish the God, I wish the it's, the sloop is what they have right now. I wish the frickin' sloop wasn't P Bandai. I was so excited for that kit. I was so excited for that kit. Then it's just like $50. It's like $55. And it's like, no, I'm not, no, after shipping and whatnot. God. You're not a Gunpla fan if you just haven't been, like, screwed over by P Bandai at some point, it really feels like. Also, just a reminder to everyone who's watching this, who's also on the Discord, Viewer's Pick is up right now. I decided to go with kind of like less things that we don't stream as often or things we haven't streamed before, just to make it a little different. Hope you don't mind. So sadly, that means like no Subnautica this week or no Silk Song or things like that. But I hope the list is still something that interests you. Well, speaking of just, oh hey, it's a gym with a Gundam head. That post that Ricey shared, I believe it was Ricey. Let me double check. I believe he's Gundam. There's like 3 fucking Gundams on the Discord, but you know what I mean. Is it here? Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's Ricey. But he shared one where it's just a guy looking over like it's the Federation. They got a new suit to test, and the guy's just like, wait, that's just the Gym Cannon 2 with a different head. And the guy's like, and like the lieutenant's like, what? It is? And he's like, yeah, look at the spec sheets. And he's just like, oh, it is. It's like, Anaheim just sent us the same fucking suit that we rejected and just called it a Gundam. And it's just like, sir, you also have like the Gundam Rosso, the Gundam, and it like lists off like 2 or 3 more Gundams. And he's just like, is Anaheim just shipping like models we rejected and just calling them Gundams? Oh my God, what is my job? And it's just like, oh my God, that's one of my, I love Anaheim being a terrible company. That's a good way to write terrible companies. Not the fact that like they're heartless and evil, but just the fact that they're lazy. They just be like, we'll just ship back the same thing, just call it a Gundam. Ooh. But yeah, just exactly like it in the Discord. I like how it literally has it says seethe. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I love how the guy's so pissed and it says literally written in. He's fucking seething. What does that line say? Yeah, it's the Rosso Gundam, the Gamma Gundam, the Gundam show. And he's just like, oh my god, this is what my life has become. Looks more like a gym cannon. God, I can't remember. I actually don't get a lot of images of the gun cannon too, so I'm not quite sure myself. I know they're similar, so I wouldn't blame him for getting them mixed up, to be honest. I'm so upset that I dropped... It must have rolled off. Which means it's probably over here, unless it roll... It's probably this way, like where I'm sitting. It might even be right under me. But the back of the blaster that rolled off is hopefully like under me or something and didn't like fall off, like go down, and then like when it hit the ground just go that way for some reason, because sometimes stuff does that. I hate it when something falls and then when it hits the ground it just goes, nah, I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I am doing cleaning tonight and tomorrow, so hopefully I can find it. Uh-oh. Okay. I messed up a little, but I think it's negligible, so I'm not gonna bring it. I'm not gonna tell you how I messed up. Yeah, both fail app words. That is so fucking true. I kind of like that about the Federation, like how the failings of it are like not as direct as Xeon, but I also understand like how it's harder to show. Because where Xeon is just like, look, they killed millions of people, and it's like, okay, so they're bad. But then it's like Federation, like, a clerical error led to like food rations not getting to a place, and so like thousands of people like starved to death, and that just happens regularly. And like, okay, and like overall, like that's killed more people than like the Federation, but it's not as exciting as, you know, like dropping a colony. To be fair, I don't think like that's killed half the population actually, but it's just, it's the evil of the Federation is incompetence and inadequacy, while Xeon is just like we drop colonies on people. It's very obvious, like it's far more engaging. Oh, I knew I got the outside a little. Anaheim, I always think of Anaheim in Florida, but not for the reason you might think, not because going on vacation there, but because this, not Anaheim. No, Anaheim in Florida, but the reason my brain goes there is of all things, Escape from LA. You might be like, LA is pretty far away. Yes, but there's a line in Escape from LA where a character's like, you know, tomorrow we eat in Anaheim, and so my brain just goes to there for some reason. Escape from LA, absolutely insane movie that's just like, hey, action movie sequels are kind of silly, but what if like we did that and we're serious? What if we just made everything go up to 11, but we knew we were doing it, and we just did it like very sincerely? Ooh. It's like the ultimate action movie sequel parody. And a lot of people don't understand it. The movie literally opens with its first action sequence being the main character jumping a shark, and people still don't get it's a joke. he goes through the ruins of Hollywood and jumps a shark, and critics were like, this movie has no meaning to it. It's just like, you guys are fucking morons. Send in stream talk. Let me see. Let me bat hop. That was in Gunblow chat, so I went off of stream chat for a little bit. Oh yeah. Jim Cannon too. Is there a gun can? Actually, I want to look that up real quick. It does look more like a Jim Cannon too, but gun cannon 2. Oh yeah, it looks not. Yeah, the gun cannon 2 has like a Master Chief ass head. It kind of has like a Vifam visor. No, wait, no. Yes. But yeah, this is a cannon 2. This is a gun cannon 2. Which I thought looked completely different. Let me show you, not the gym, but I'll show you the, okay. I'll show you just the head, because that's really all you see. But here's the Jim Cannon's head. You can see how it looks completely different. Or what they call a gun cannon in the comic. And then, oh, you already had a picture of the gun. Okay, you already fucking included. You fucking covered that base. I didn't even see that gun cannon you shared. Let me see here. But here's the Jim Cannon for comparison. So yeah, it's definitely supposed to be a Jim Cannon. Ooh. Thank you for that. That's just a little bit of a typo. Not typo. There's a little bit of a clerical error. That goes there. I really shouldn't be doing this while the paint's still drying, but I want to make sure I get done. We're making good time, all things considered. And then this goes here. Okay, I'm gonna have to glue those in. Okay, and you are... Oh, this is what you want. This is what you want with something that you have to paint. To have it, there we go. Lock in a specific way. Give me 1 minute. Where's... What? Okay, I was like... Oh, that's my... Wait, no, that's not correct. Where's my plastic cement that's not almost empty? This stuff is on death's door. That's also where all my panel line. Where's all my panel liner? Oh, it's all over there. Why is it over there? That's weird. Okay. Cost effective. It's not a typo? Oh, it's the Thunderbolt. Oh, okay. I thought it was just a mix-up. But okay, I see what you're saying. I like how when I was putting this one in, the other one I think might have fallen out. Maybe it was already out. I can't quite remember. Do a little bit of... Oh, come on. That looks nice. If I can get the last one, if I can get the last Werner in. It is cost effective. You do want interchangeable parts, and in Gundam, that is actually part of the lore, how well models have interchangeable parts. To the point where you had like the cost efficiency program, I forget what it's exactly called, but there was a program. The reason why in War in the Pocket, the mobile suits look different for Zeon is because some of them were experimental, but a lot of them were just like, oh, hey, we need suits that can be like, have their parts interchanged quickly. So like they have, you know, reusable like parts, and we don't need to like, it pretty much cuts down on logistics and whatnot. And I really like that piece of detail. Thunderbolt Gelgoog. I don't think I know that one. Gelgoog is really can be made or break by like how the animation does its proportion. I am curious as to how they handle it. That's clean. That's clean. I prefer... Hold up. I prefer the... I think they're rounded. Or at least they're more rounded than what I'm looking at of the original Gelgoog, but that's pretty clean. I do like how they have all those little... I like how they have all the little Verinaires, but I like the X thing on its back, the mobility pack. Ooh. I like it when mobile suits have those. But that is a very clean design, and it has sleeves. Not like the faction sleeves, but what I mean is it has like a... One thing I like about Thunderbolt is that the joints are protected like real life space arms. If you look at things in space, what they'll have if they're a mechanical arm is over the joint, there'll be fabric to stop micrometeorites from getting into the joint and damaging it. And I really like Gundam Thunderbolt because they incorporate that into a lot of their designs. United Maintenance Plan, thank you. These legs are killing me, and I cannot... The thing is, like, the reason the legs are annoying me is because, like, I can make him stand up, but if I ever want him to, like, if I ever wanted to be on, like, flying on something, on a stand or something where he's in the air, as a space unit, you'd want him to be in the air, his legs are just gonna fall off, and it's awful. It is. I've never had legs this bad on any kit. Even the F91 high grade has better legs than this. And that thing's so small that its legs are super loose. A master grade Gelgoog Jaeger, that would be pretty good. War in the Pockets Gelgoog is also very clean. War in the Pocket, Zeon M suits are a later stage of the war. Yep, like the Zaku 2 Kai and the final form of the Zaku 2 in the last days of the 1 Year War. Same as the Rick Dom 2 and Gelgoog Jaeger. Yep, United Maintenance Plans, as Derek said. Called the Colony Debris Backpack. I like the fact that it has a unique name. As if he... Are the legs all the way in? The legs are the legs I cannot push them in anymore. The joints are just... The polycap joints on this are just awful. That's all there is to it. The polycap joints on this kit are just horrifically bad and don't hold together. That might just be a my print issue, but it is... It's just... The arms are also bad, they're just not as bad. Let me see here, let's... Ooh. Sorry that the back of this instruction manual got a little dirty. Let's do some of the polycaps. Not polycaps, some of the water slides. Where are the water slides? Oh, this is gonna make me upset. I was so excited to do the water slides, I might not have put them away properly, so I might just be missing them. might not be able to do them until... Sorry for saying this away from the mic. I might not be able to do them until Wednesday, even if I want to do them today. What time are we at? We are making good time. But, I thought I was doing so... Oh, no, the polycaps are just over here. Oh, thank God. Not the polycaps. Why did... Because polycaps are on the brain. Sorry, not polycaps. The water slide decals. I don't know why I kept calling them that. It was on my brain. I'm gonna get up real quick. Just to see if I can see the cap of the... I don't see it anywhere. It's both a good and bad thing. But for the blaster, the back of it, I just don't see it anywhere. God, it's a mess in here. Luckily, I don't have carpet in here, so bad for sound quality, but great for finding gunpla pieces when you need to. Custom color, ooh. I'm a little jealous. Okay, so let's start cutting off. Let's do the shield first. Ooh. Okay. Shield, and then whatever this logo is goes on the shoulder. Oh, that was really close. That was a little closer than it needed to be. Blue Gelgoog would look nice. God, in War in the Pocket, when it wasn't a Space Command type, but when the one like colony defense team is deployed and the Comfort takes them all out in like no time at all. It's like, okay guys, we're in deployment, and then the Comfort just skeet shoots them all like they're just ducks. He just shotgun bang bang bang, and it's just like, damn. Okay, so... How big is that? I'm gonna guess the shoulder would be these pieces. So what number should we make this mobile suit? What number should we put on his shoulder? Chat, I'm open to suggestions. While I am open to suggestions, I'm gonna put some water in here so we can start the process for the water slides. Water, thank you. 6-7 is not an option. Okay, we're not gonna name it for a meme that's going to be dead in a month. Ooh. Yeah, the GM sniper too, and the like gun cannon that just get like absolutely decimated. It literally just pulls out the shotgun and just goes skeet shooting. It's just fucking. And they have such a cool deployment. The animation's just like, yeah, here comes the Federation. No. Okay. I think that's long enough. Okay, well. Maybe I should get out the mobile suit. Maybe I should get the mobile suit. Ooh, disassembled a little. I'm sorry, is it because I insulted the polycaps? Now the arm polycaps are super tight? What's going on here? Also, I'm gonna take off the legs. It's worse than the Sinanju high grade. The Sinanju high grade also has horrible legs. Hello, mate. Love your stream. Would like to have... That's a scam. No. No. Why must you come with your scams of falseness? Your friendship of lies. Oh, I need to get out a Q-tip. What I'm about to do. Cannot wait for the rebrand because I'm no longer gonna wear gloves for the rebrand. Oh. Okay, so going on pretty cleanly. Let's get this. That's actually, it's a little bit at an angle I don't want. There we go. Then I need to wait for it to dry before... Do I wait for it to dry, then I add the... Hold up. You guys told me to get these. I've used them a little. I'm a little stuck. I used these a little already on whatever you told me to get them for. Pink Panther. But should I wait until they're dry or should I use these now? I don't really know. And I forget which one to use. Crap. I forget which one I use. I think this one makes it so they're malleable again? I can't remember. Ooh. 11th? Okay. Shit, can I not do I can't do double numbers. Oh, the moment not the moment, but when you said 11th, yeah, the only double number I can do is 0. Wait, are these the same? Oh wait, no, I can do double numbers. Sorry, no, I can do Oh, this is difficult. Oh, I can and cannot do. I can't do smaller double numbers is the catch-22. But like I can do, say, like I can use this, so it just limits our ability of how much we can use the numbers. Setter first. Okay. Oh, and then softener softens the edges. That makes sense. You set it, then you soften it. I'm upset that the piece rolled away. But yeah, there's no way we're going to be doing this for like 2 hours on Wednesday. Even if we don't finish today, there's no way. Where's your shield? It's right here. Don't worry about it, chat. I was really asking you. It was a rhetorical question to myself, but I was asking you, seeing if you were paying attention, chat. Surely you believe me. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ooh. Oh. Nope. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Ah, JMez, okay. So I was seeing like what my notifications were for everything. Can you move around? No, it's gonna take another second. You only let it in the water for a few seconds, but once you take it out of the water, you need to like give it a little more time to soak is what I found. Set it first, suck out the excess setter. God, I feel like a fucking idiot. I put too much setter on the Pink Panther. I turned to it like you could, like I turned to it and pointed to it like you could see that. But I used it too much on the Pink Panther, and I should have just used a Q-tip for the excess. I was just like, I guess it just have too much. And then, did I fucking throw away the Q-tip? No. I would have. Very much for me to do something like that. And here's where my OCD comes in. I'm looking at this really hard right now, chat. It's not perfectly straight, and that makes me sad. Okay. Let's do some setter. That was loud. Setter. And then I guess what I want to do is use the Q-tip too. What I do is brushing out the edges. I don't know how that's gonna look. It's kind of already going well, actually, doing that method. Okay, I'm gonna trust it. And do it on the other one. I need another Q-tip, I just realized, because if I'm using this Q-tip for the excess, I'm gonna need a Q-tip for application. So there's the application Q-tip. Okay, and how are you drying up? Ah! I flipped it over. You're drying up pretty well. You're not perfectly straight, which pisses me off, but you know, whatever. Your charcoal. Ooh. Hey! And you use the Gelgoog cannon pack from the normal Gelgoog high grades to put it on him. Nice. Love. Actually, I have a Gelgoog high grade in. I have a Gelgoog high grade in the backlog because I loved building the Gelgoog high grade the first time so much. I think that might be the first kit that I've ever bought a double of. Ooh, to be fair though, you can get like, you can make a Gelgoog cannon or just a normal Gelgoog out of it. So there is, it's worthwhile getting a second one if you like it. Pilot's more important than the mobile suit is what the mud rock. Wait, mud rock? Not nud, mud. Mud rock. Let's see. I honestly thought that was a slur for the sand rock. The sand rock ain't that good. I kind of like the mud rock design though. It's kind of like it has a little bit of Alex to it. It's like if you took an Alex and had it have a baby with a gun cannon. Let me show you. As if the Alex Gundam and a gun cannon had a baby. There you go. I hate putting my arms like that, but you guys can get a better look. Oh, are all those master grades? Oh shit, they are. I'd even zoom in. Yeah, they have the. Oh wow. Where the fuck did you get two? I've been looking for Gelgoog master grades for so long. Where the fuck did you find two? Where did you get two of those? Damn it. Ah, I've been searching for Gelgoog master grades for so long. I love the like normal Gelgoog design. It's destroyed by a Zaku. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that it's destroyed by a Zaku 1. Gelgoogs! I think I've said, I think it's the Gelgoog is the mobile suit that I've had the most warming up to. First time I saw it, mind you, the animation's not the best in the original series, but the first time I saw it, I was like, that's kind of an ugly boy. But the more I appreciated it as like a Super Zaku, and the more like I looked at its design and kind of saw what was going on with it, the more I appreciated it, and it's probably it is one of my favorite one-year war mechs now. I know why there's no, like, Gelgoog. I know there is a Gelgoog, but there's no Gelgoog of, GQ, and I understand why the Gelgoog looks the way it does. I just really wish that we got to see what the Gelgoog looked like in the GQ style, because the Dom, which is another thick boy suit, which is another heavy mobile suit, the Dom looks really good in the GQ style. So it's just like, I would love to see what the interpretation would have been, but sadly, the story, for how it's told, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense for it to look like a gym. I understand, I just still really wish we got that, even if it went by a different name. You had to travel to Taiwan? Okay, to be fair, to get my Zaku Master Grade mass production, not the Char version, the green version, to get my Zaku, I had to drive like 5 hours. I was going to like hobby store, collection store, I was going everywhere. I was like, I need to find one of these. And I wasn't looking for it actually, no, I was looking for it specifically. I was like, I need to find one in the wild. And like, it was the first Master Grade I ever bought. And when I finally found it, I was like, oh my god, this is like the most out of nowhere place I could have found it. Ooh. Does some mobile suits be like that, where it's impossible? I mean, it wasn't like 5 hours. It was like an hour. I'm not gonna give you the direction, but it was an hour one direction, an hour another direction, an hour another direction, then an hour another direction. I was making a Star of David, dude. I was going all fucking over the place. I was going to every hobby store I could, and then when I finally got back home, I think it was like 5 to 6 hours of driving in total. Ooh. In America isn't necessarily all that bad, believe it or not. That's the wrong place, Merrick. You put it on the wrong place, you fool. Okay. Okay. Dry. Masquerade's not... I had an easier time coming across the perfect grade Zaku. Mind you, I didn't go looking for the perfect grade Zaku, but I just walked into a hobby store, saw the perfect grade Zaku, and was like, awesome, I'm gonna buy it. It's like $200. I was like, well, thank God that I have that. How? I'm actually gonna double check its price. It wasn't $200. That's an overestimate. I'm not taking it down because it's on top of a shelf right now. And there's the entry grade new Gundam and the limited base Hyzak box are on top of it. Hobby Hyzak box are on top of it, so I'm just not gonna bother. Ooh. But I think it was like it's like between 120 and like 140 bucks. But I was like, yes, this is a golden grail for me. I never expected to see it. And it was just like in I say never go to a toy store. There is actually, I do get a lot of my Gunpla from a toy store, but it's actually a hobby store. It just calls itself a toy store for some reason. Ooh, like everything in it is hobby stuff, not toy stuff. It just calls itself a toy store. But there's a hobby store I go to that like I get a lot of my Gunpla from, and it'll just have the most out-of-pocket stuff in it. It won't always have things. It has a very small selection of kits. But you'll just find the most random things. That's where I got the Sigrun from, which I love the Sigrun. The Sigrun's like my favorite Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. I just find random things there that I'm like, this is pretty cool. I need to go there again. Black Friday, I'm definitely gonna drive over there. It's like an hour. It's an hour in a direction where there's nothing else, so that's why I don't go there. But family lives by there, so whenever I see the family, I stop by there. I swing on by. The Zaku gets a reprint every day, but the green Zaku's... Yeah, the Char suits, it's like you can always find those. Char suits, you can always find them. But then like the mass production versions, it's like... it is kind of ironic how hard it is to find like a Zaku high grade revive. I think the only high grade Zaku I need that's UC to finish my collection. I'm probably missing one. Well, there's only one that I want. There's others I could get, but there's one that I want specifically, and that is the Xeon Stardust Memories Zaku F2. And that I saw one time in a store, couldn't get it, and I've never seen it again. And I've always kicked myself for not getting it. Mass produced. Merrick is talking about the MG mass. Ooh. Yeah, I'm talking about the master grade mass production Zaku. That shit. It can be surprisingly hard to find that. Okay. I think that joint's gonna have to be thickened as well. And then let's see here. What else? I think we're gonna start applying panel liner. There's not much else to do, but we'll put the 11 on the shoulder. Ooh. And we just won't bother with the knee. We are the knights who say knee. I don't know if I should be applying these one at a time, but it seems that that's the smarter thing to do. If you don't think you'll ever see it again, buy it. That is good and terrible advice. But that was when I was getting into gunplay, and I had already gotten the Federation. What fell over? Something fell over. I need to look real quick. I don't know what fell over. Something fell over. This room is a mess. But I had already gotten the Federation version of the same kit, so that's kind of why I didn't get it. It was, and to put it in perspective, the Federation version of the kit was the first high grade I ever bought. It was the first high grade I ever built. The first high grade I ever built was the F2 Federation type Zaku. Or whatever it's called. And I can get it out right now. At that time, I wasn't sure if I should get, like, the Xeon version. But that's the first kit I ever built. That was a high grade. The American type entry grade was the first kit I ever built. And I have no idea where that is right now. Where is it? Where is the American type? Oh, it's over there. Okay. Well, I'm not getting it. You use copium? Ooh. What's the difference between a... Hold up, I need to get this out of the water. It's been in the water way too long. What's the difference between a Zaku Type C and an F? From the outside, none, but inside the Type C had... I thought that said Chad. I thought I was gonna make a Chad joke. I thought I was like, it's a Type C for Chad, bro. But the Type C had a thicker armor and the cockpit for anti-radiation, where the F, they removed them. Yeah, but isn't that because the Type C also just had like a worse reactor, so it just would leak radiation, and the Type F was like, okay, we made the don't worry guys, it's not as radioactive. It's like, well, not as doesn't mean it's no longer radioactive. No more radiation shielding for you. Listen, it's safe enough where as long as you aren't in the mobile suit for too long, you should still be able to have kids. I like this. I love the like Xeon remnants, how like they have Zakus with like that are pieced together from other Zaku, so they're multicolored. I like that, but I do like the desert camo of the Federation Zaku, I gotta admit. Let's bring this up a little. Let's try to get this into position. Okay, and then let's get the mark setter out. And then let's get this out. Okay. Oh yeah, that's also true. They were still using nukes. That's also true. They were still using nukes, so they needed the radiation shielding. That's the bigger reason why. The bigger reason why was the fact that they needed the nukes for the radiation shielding, so... I love... There's not a lot of, like, animation of it, but I love the animation of the early 1 Year War when they're still using nukes. Because what it is Zaku's just firing something from their cannon, and then it just turns into a big fireball and just eats through ships. Because it's just a giant ball of, like, nuclear plasma. So it's just, like, it's just insane. Like, the early 1 year, like, stuff you can find. It is crazy just seeing them just throwing nukes at one another so casually. Like, oh my god. No wonder half of humanity died. And then they go to Antarctica and they're like, guys, maybe we should slow down a little. Oh, yeah, they yeah, that's what I was saying. The fact that they were just throwing nukes at one another. Gundam the Origin does not put Gundam the Origin just kind of skips over that. I know Gundam the Origin isn't canon, but like Gundam the Origin kind of already has them using the weapons they use after the Antarctic Treaty. Before it, that like the missile launchers that the Zaku's use fired nukes. It's really fucking. It is kind of horrific just how casual the mass destruction is in like the canonical resources for the early 1 Year War. I mean, just like a good way to compare it is just look at Gundam the Origin when the colonies dropped on Earth versus the like actual Gundam universe. When the colony hits Sydney in Gundam the Origin, it makes Sydney look like Hiroshima, which is pretty bad. You know, all the buildings are falling over and, you know, what have you. But there are survivors, is the big thing to take away, is that there's like a child crying in the ruins of the city. In Gundam UC, in the canonical timeline, Sydney doesn't exist anymore. There's a massive crater that you can easily see from space. There is a absurdly massive crater in, like, where Sydney used to be. There are no survivors on the entirety of the east coast of Australia because the entirety of the east coast of Australia would have had a shockwave that destroyed all the cities. There is no longer a Sydney. There's no longer any greenery. One thing I like is if you look at Australia IRL, you can see that like there's a stretch of green of like life and forest on the east coast. That's no longer there because everything died on the east coast of Australia. It's just like the level of destruction in Gundam is just like, when you see it, you don't go, oh, half of humanity died. You go like, only half? Godzilla Evangelion. I've seen those before. We actually have a Gundam, I don't think it's an official collab, but we have like a Godzilla Gundam kit. Ooh. But yeah, the Evangelion, I've seen those. Those are pretty nice designs. I think Jabi the Hong did a review of it once. Oh? Okay, let's see here. I think I kind of put it, I put it down perfectly by accident. And, oh, damn it. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. It's a picometer off. And only I will see it. Only I will appreciate it. It's imperfect. But I will know, chat, and that's enough. It was perfectly placed, and then I had to get the excess moisture off, and it got... Ah! Well. Oh? Fuck it. I'm not gonna try to push it around anymore. Let's do some filler. Actually, let's screw these in. Back looking stream talk. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's the kit, right? Ooh. I think that's the kit I ordered. That's actually, hold on. Is that the kit I ordered? Ooh. I can't show you the box because it has my address on it, so humor me for a second while I get the instructions out. So I didn't even read the Gundam, I just read Evangelion Godzilla. I thought you were talking about that collab. Hold up. I want to see if it is before I share it. Yeah, I think this is the same thing. Ooh. This is Steel Dragon is what it's called, but let me see on the box that it says what it is. Can't read that? Can't read that. Okay. Ooh, but yeah, for the rebrand, I bought it for the rebrand, and you guys recommended it. But I think this is the same thing. Hold up, I'm gonna actually look at my orders. No. Go to this account, go to Trojan. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the black Trojan. Ooh. Yeah, but for the rebrand, we're gonna build that. Ooh. It looks good. I'm happy you guys recommended it. Which one of you recommended it? Oh god, it's been so long I don't even know which Discord chat it was recommended in. Ooh. Actually, give me 1 sec. Okay, I'll look that up later. But, let's fill in the polycaps and whatnot. Let's just go straight black. But I believe that, was a third-party kit made from stolen... Well, I wasn't told... Okay, I think you're right that it is a third-party kit. But I was not told that there's going to be a legitimate release coming out, so I'm sorry about that. I was unaware. It was recommended to me. I was unaware of that, if that's the case. If that's the case, I'm sorry. I tried to buy a legitimate. I did not know it was a stolen design. I feel bad about that, but there's nothing I can do about it now. No, not Trojam. Well, no, it says right here I ordered the black Trojan, so... Ooh. From a US Gundam store. So... Ooh, I would show you the order, but for obvious, you know, doxing. So I did get it from the USA Gundam store, black Trojan horse, so... Ooh. If it's still a stolen design, I can't do anything about that. Ooh. But But if the Trojan horse itself is a stolen third-party, like is stolen design, then I do feel bad about that. But I also don't know. God, that's so much affordable. More affordable. I was just looking at the price. It's like, what is it? It's $35 before shipping. And holy crap, for a master grade size kit, that's insane. Okay, with things being a little messy. Wondering if maybe I should have used gray for these parts, but I think I'm just over worrying. Kind of wondering if on the accents I should use black, like here, on the elbow and whatnot, if I should be using black or red. That's a Vernier, I should use black there. Don't ask me what color. My immediate brain went to Tennessee Volunteers. That would be horrible on a mobile suit. A checkered pattern of orange and white. Don't do that. Just don't do that. I love the Tennessee Volunteers, but like, and that pattern can go hard. Orange and white can go so hard, which is why it's which is why it's going to be prominent in my rebrand. But it can look really bad if you overdo it. If you can do like an orange head, you can do things with that. I'd probably go with blue. I don't think I've seen a blue Gelgoog before, and somebody mentioned that earlier. I'd be pretty down for a blue Gelgoog. Especially if it's just a game, so it's not like a massive commitment. At Derek. Oh! Oh, you should have put at Derek first. I thought you were talking to me. Oh my god, so rude. Okay, so let me see here. There's little areas I'm gonna have to paint, but I don't really care. Just want to do the panel lining for today. Ooh, we're a little over 2 hours, but we've made great progress. Make me look like an idiot. Not putting the at in the first post, you know. I see what you're doing. Trying to sabotage me. Trying to undermine me. Gotcha, Gelgoog. We come here for the chat? Fucking damn. Let's see here. I don't mind it. I've made that point many times that I actually kind of like seeing you guys just doing your own conversation. Looks like we're gonna have to paint some of these other areas. I'm gonna have to take this apart a little to do that. That won't be happening today. Just looking for where I should be. I think this is a... Yeah, okay. I love it. I love streams like this because like streams like this, I always have something planned to talk about. And I actually like did a re-examination of something I talked about like last week, and I wanted to talk about it again. But no, we've just been talking about random shit on stream. I wrote like a mini script of things I can talk about, and it's just like, nah, it's fine. You can join too, Merrick, that Gelgoog color you wanted to see. I'll make a... Ooh. Well, God, I was just thinking earlier about how hard it is in general to translate the Tennessee Volunteer, because my family has roots from Tennessee, so that just means if you have, in America, if you have roots from Tennessee, that just means you're a Tennessee Volunteer fan. You literally pass it on to your children. It doesn't matter if you don't live in Tennessee anymore, you know, for you are always a volunteer in heart. But it's really hard to transfer it because like the orange and white of the Tennessee Volunteers can look so good and it's so eye-catching and it's really nice, but you can F it up really easily, and you can, well, the Tennessee Volunteers F up their uniform regularly. Oh my god, the Tennessee Volunteers have like, for every one good uniform they have, they I don't want to curse, but I'm gonna curse. They fuck it up like 5 times over to make up for it. It's so frustrating. But if you can get the you won't be in your game. You won't be able to get the color combination correct. Do not try to make Tennessee Volunteers, but a blue Gelgoog would look nice. Actually, like how the fact that you spelling my name like that, by the way, is part of the. It's not the reason, but that's part of the reason I'm rebranding, actually. Because my name is a misspelling of Merrick, so if you try to search for my name, you're gonna have to, like, it's just misspelled, because my name is M-E-R-I-K, but Merrick is supposed to be spelled M-E-R-R-I-C-K. Ooh, it's too unique a spelling. That's not why I'm rebranding, but that's something I won't miss. Ooh, having to put in, like, to tags and whatnot, like, the correct spelling of my purposely misspelled name. Ooh. I think really I just need to paint everything. What about? Let's see here. Okay. I think... Oh, wait, no, there's a little bit more panel lining right here. There's not a lot of panel lining on this, which is... Ooh. Always kind of strikes me about master grades. You think that there's going to be a lot more to panel line, but then you remember a lot of master grades are kind of old, and they were kind of going more for a more simplified anime aesthetic than like the higher detail, and you already have the higher detail in like the real grades. But yeah, we're gonna have to do the painting here and here, a little bit of painting and whatnot. We are technically done. We're gonna do a little bit. We're gonna do some wrap up on. We're gonna do some wrap up. Come on. On Wednesday. Then we'll either do Power Wash Simulator or Subnautica. You guys can vote on that day. But here he is complete. We'll do more probably size comparisons on Wednesday, but I just want to go grab the gym sniper. Move water. Oh, it's under all of my fossils for some reason. Oh, the heaviest box. Wonderful. Oh, when I rebrand, I can show off my fossil collection because that would be in theme. I can also show off my plushie collection, which is a stream I've been wanting to do. Ooh, there's not that many plushies, but I have some real out-of-pocket ones. Like I have Khan from from Wrath of Khan from Star Trek 2. You might be like, why do you have a Khan plushie? I hugged a Spaniard for it. You know, it was difficult. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, but that little manlet Spaniard, I hugged him and he got it for me. There's more to that story, but don't worry about it. Okay. Oh, the gym sniper is right on the top. Awesome. Oh, you just don't have your hand attached for some reason. Okay. I mean, we know where his hand is. Subnautica, you can vote on Wednesday. Okay? Fucking wait. Just wait. There is something really... I just noticed that. So, here's the gym sniper, high grade. This is the high grade. Ooh. I wanted to use the high grade because this is the closest thing I have to a command space. Okay, did I even touch it for its head to come off? Whatever. Its head is off. It doesn't matter. But here's the... I'm gonna put the head back on. My OCD won't allow it. Okay, so here they are side by side. And I don't think usually we do side by... We don't get an opportunity, but these are pretty close in design. You can see there are differences, you know, don't kill me. But they got the same proportions and whatnot. It really looks like don't fuck with me or my son. Ooh, but one thing I just noticed is... There's less thrusters on the legs. Instant explosion, fucking very much. They're both hand grenades, but in different ways. This one's a hand grenade because it's been in a box. It's not the kid's fault. is it's been in a box, so, you know, like, it's been up against other kits and moved around. This guy's just, his limbs don't hold together at all. But yeah, I've just noticed that when I was taking him out. This guy has thrusters on, has vernairs on his legs. This guy has vernairs here and here, but they're like really small. I don't know, something about that just seems a little weird to me. Then again, these are more like jump packs, so this is so it can, you know, move quickly. It can do a little bunny hop like it's, you know, Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3 or some shit. Well, this guy, his vernairs are far more focused on your leg's gonna come off, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I hate everything you choose to be. You would be like easily my second favorite high grade if your limbs were not dog shit. Sorry for cursing. But I mean, it's like what am I supposed to do? Like, look at this. Like, it's gonna come off just by me doing this. Watch. And it's off. That's all I have to do to get the limbs to come off. Oh my god, this kit would be like an 8 out of 10, if not higher. It's so nice. It has like these, it's such a beautiful mold. It comes together so nice. It's so satisfying to build. But the freaking legs are the worst things I've ever had to deal with. Like, it's just, like, I feel like there's a point off for both legs. Like, this is, I can't, like, in good faith say this is anything above, like, a 6 out of 10. It's just, like, it should be, like, an 8 out of 10, but, like, no. No. You can't stand. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Amuro. Fuck off. I'm sorry for cursing again, but, like, it's such a good kit that, like, this problem, and it's a big problem because the legs are very important to a mobile suit. It's how they fucking stand. Sorry for cursing. I'm just very frustrated. It's just so disappointing when everything else in the kit is so satisfying. Everything else in the kit is like as satisfying as it was when I built the F91, in all honesty. This would probably be my second favorite high grade kit if the legs just stayed together. It's definitely, I really hope. It says it's not coming until December, but sometimes Amazon will give you the latest. Amazon does a thing where, like, in an order where they're not sure when they can deliver it, they'll give you the longest estimate for when it will be delivered. So that way, if it gets pushed back to that, you know, you don't go, oh, hey, my order's been pushed back and get annoyed. And then when your order comes earlier than that, you're like, oh, my order came earlier when that was actually the original shipping time for your order. I'm hoping that's what happened. I'm hoping what I'm looking at is that, like, it's gonna come next week. Because I cannot have these legs fixed soon enough. But this is a beautiful kit. His neck is... I feel like that is what makes it even more annoying. The kit's beautiful, as I'm saying, but when I started moving the neck, holy crap, it was difficult to move the neck initially. The joints on this kit are either the tightest or loosest I've ever had on a kit. And it doesn't feel consistent at all. Like, when I went to move the head, I was not expecting to, like, literally, you know, have to flexing my muscles. I know it's just hand muscles, but you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I'm so strong, but I just mean, like I didn't expect to feel resistance on putting the head, but the head gave me resistance. The hands are so freaking tight, but then that's loose, you know. This is good. This is tight. This is holy shit tight. This, oh my god, it really is just so weird. The joints are either the tightest you'll have or the loosest. It's either hydraulic press or throwing a hot dog down a hallway. There's no in between with this kit. And the whole issue is the fact that it's a P Bandai. So where normally I'd be like, oh, it's a bad print or something. Here I'm just like, it's a limited print that's made for limited sales that are at a premium. And it's schizophrenic. It's a schizophrenic build. Ooh, I can't even do a like proper review of its movement and its body and whatnot because its arm is off. Its legs are off. I can't do a review of how do the leg, what's its spread, you know? Because if I tried to put its legs on like Jobby the Hong and then to do a spread, the legs would just come off. The legs wouldn't spread. The joint for this part right here, this is tighter than the legs are attached. So like, let me see if I can show you. I might break this kit. I might actually damage this kit by doing, but if I just, beautiful, yeah, beautiful, I can't do a spread. There's no spread. I can't review this. I can't show you how good it is because how awful it is. Oh my God. You're gonna have to do a lot of work on this kit to get it to be good. It is an oxymoron. Premium Bandai is sadly an oxymoron. Oh my God. But once I get it like fixed up, which will probably be next week or the first week of December, we'll get it back out so we can look at it and like actually do a proper comparison with other things. But like, we're just gonna do some like wrap up work on Wednesday, you know, fill in some colors and whatnot, you know, paint in maybe this in black or something so it stands out a little more. But after that, I'm just gonna put it on the shelf. I'm not even gonna reassemble it in all honesty. Where's the bags? Where are the bags? I'm not even gonna fully reassemble it. I'm just gonna put its legs in a bag. There's no point. I'm like the... Cool! Cool. Sorry, the sprues just fell all over the floor. That was that sound, if you heard it. If you heard a big crashing sound, that was the box with all the sprues falling on the ground. Cool. Awesome. Awesome blossom. I'm not going to use it for a corpse diorama. I'm going to fix the kit and then use it as it's meant to be used, and the legs are too fucking big. Okay, I should have seen that one coming. Hold up, I'll be right back. Then I'll give my final thoughts, then I'll send you guys somewhere. By the way, sorry on Friday that I forgot to link you out anywhere. It just skipped my mind because there was so much other stuff, but I'm gonna go get a bag that can actually fit this real quick. Okay, so let's just put the legs in one bag, just to add insult to injury. You're welcome for the stram. But we're just gonna put everything in a bag. We're gonna put his hands in a bag. Because with a lot of hand options, I cut off a little more than I needed. There's a lot of extra sprue. We'll look at that on Wednesday, the extra sprue. Look, because this is a custom kit, so it has a lot of unique parts. And can you just go in? It is borderline a like, it's nowhere close, I want to say this, but it is the closest I've come to like a Zeta real grade of a master grade is how I'd put it. A real grade Zeta Gundam for a master grade. It's the closest I've come to that. It's nowhere close to a real grade Zeta. I want to make that perfectly clear, but this is the closest I've come to that. That's how he just falls apart, and it's still really satisfying to build in the moment, but when you're done, just how he falls apart really kills it. Let me look for a place to send you guys off to. God, I have so many spare parts. Oh, wait a minute. I mentioned earlier this guy's jetpack, or his jump pack. I think this is the inside unit for it, this right here. I think this is actually, yeah, this is the jump pack right here. Here's the outer casing. Oh, and here's his chest. Oh, you have enough, oh, you can make like a custom kit that mixes and matches the Gym Sniper and the Gym Space Command. I'm just noticing that. That's actually pretty cool. Wait, do we have the... Oh, but we don't have the Vernairs. Oh, piss off. I just realized that, but it doesn't come with the Vernairs, I think. So unless you can take the Vernairs off of, unless you can use the same Vernairs that are here on this, yeah, you can't actually do it. I would like to do that, but I guess not. Okay, let's put this away too. Okay, let me actually find a place for you guys. Just swap their colors. Swap their colors, make the enemy confused. Just do that for all your mobile suits. Just swap all of the colors. Ooh, they'll never know what hit them. For GMs, that might actually be a viable tactic. If you think about it, for GMs, that might be a viable tactic. It's just like, oh, like we need to take out their support gym snipers, and then you go for them, and they turn out to be command types, and then the gyms. Ooh, kind of almost. Ooh, that's not a war crime, is it? It's not a war crime to like paint your mechs wrong to confuse the enemy. No, not the Jim Zuda doesn't count. That one's a different type of war crime. Ooh. Let me look for a place to send you, beautiful. Oh, let me end the... Yes. Well, you guys were right. The yays had it, but not by too much. I hope you guys like the stream as much as I like doing it, but let me find a place for a send you guys out to. Sorry again. I'm very sorry for Twitch for missing your chats early on. Let me... Is this again? Twitch is more lurker. So let me see here. What? Never go full femboy. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, you get a voice changer and start get a female model? No. 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 As Merrick Vesper, we never did a gender bend. Let's see streams. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. We're at an awkward... I just realized we're at a bit of an awkward time because we're... No, we're at a time where we're usually finishing up. There's just not a lot of people. You're not streaming. Well, talking about femboys, let's go to... Huh? Good night to you. Good night, one and all. Huh? There is Jamez. Ooh, and I will send... Actually, I can send you there also on Twitch, so let me do that. So let's see here. Oh. Well, I don't know if Twitch is lying to me, so let me do that real quick. Jamez is there, so let me just link you to Jamez, just so you guys are going to the same place. But he simul streams. There you go. Have a good night, everyone. Remember to have a great day, a wonderful life, and remember, don't lose your head. And now that we... let me bring chat up just so you see what you guys have been saying. Camoof, that's what it's called, you're right. I just couldn't remember it now. I like how there's just an alien still there. But, tomorrow, no guarantees, but if I have the time, I'll be doing Digimon Stranger. Digimon Story Time Stranger. I can't tell you when that's gonna be, because Tuesdays are kind of like, if I have the time. But we'll be back on Wednesday to do this, to finish this kit up, to do any, like, you know, surface work on it. Thursday, we're gonna be doing more Digimon. That's when we're gonna be doing... Wait. The hell? Wait a second. What the hell is my schedule? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is my schedule this week? Oh, Viewers Pick is Thursday, right. Viewers Pick, so if you haven't voted on the Discord, go vote. And then on Friday, we're gonna be joined by Atya Tepis to do a watch-along of Ridley Scott's Alien, so I hope you guys can join us for some, if not all of those. But in the meantime, have a good one, everybody. Not femboys, I'm still not recovered from my mistake. Whoa, fucking whoa. There's deep lore there that we cannot get into right now. The Kamoof being confused, the fact that the Kamoof was meant to go behind enemy lines and wreak havoc, but then a Xeon saw it and thought that the camouflage was so good that the Xeon thought it was a GM and just shot it down. Is kind of hilarious and amazing. Ooh. That's good lore. I almost hit the end button instead of the end, like I was on. Okay, I almost just took away the end screen when I should have hit.